Hello and welcome to the Science Club Daily. My name is Dana and joining me today would be Ross Balch.
Hello.
Right, we've got an interesting story for you today from the stars. So some scientists from the University of California has discovered what they are calling an ultramassive galaxy, and it's already dead.
That's really exciting and also kind of sad.
It is. So the story goes, this new galaxy that's been called XMM 2599, not the most creative name, but I'm sure they
never are they?
They never are.
I mean, we have COVID-19, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, scientists, not the best namers in the industry. But anyway, XMM 2599. So it was found earlier this month by our scientists using a pretty interesting device, in my opinion. So, if me and you were to look at the stars, we would use things like binoculars and telescopes usually. So what these scientists are using, they're actually using an infrared detector, right? So it's a special 5-ton device that's called the MOSFIRE. It's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
And it stands for the Multi-Object Spectrograph for Infrared Exploration. So as the name implies, it's actually using infrared light to detect galaxies from millions of light years away, basically.
Nice.
So the cool part about this, so why is it called an ultramassive galaxy? So the mass of this galaxy, as estimated by scientists according to the models they have, is 300 billion solar mass. For an idea, one solar mass, as you can guess, is the weight of our sun.
Right, of course.
We have a solar system that has one solar mass, and this is a galaxy that has 300 billion of that. So that's pretty amazing in my opinion. And the other thing is, this galaxy was formed basically about 14 million to 12 million years ago. So that's as early as the Big Bang.
So that's really, that's like right at the start of the universe, basically. Like
exactly.
One of the first galaxies.
You're absolutely right. It is one of the earliest galaxies ever formed. But the funny thing is, only 2 million years after its formation, it already died. And it's already achieved. So what do we mean when it's dead, right? It's a galaxy that has gone inactive. So it is unable to form stars anymore.
Right.
And the thing is, it's done that all in 2 million years. So here's the cool part about it.
Yeah.
It had a rate of star formation of 1,000 per year. And to contrast that with the Milky Way, where we're in, right, we do a maximum of 3 stars per year.
Right, which is, okay, so that's really small. I mean, compared to 1,000.
Yeah, and then, with a 300 billion solar mass galaxy, that's particularly impressive. So anyway, the significance of this particular finding is that, of course, it's one of the biggest galaxies that's ever been discovered anywhere in the world. Well, in the galaxy, rather.
In the universe.
In the universe, in fact. It is not the first ultramassive galaxy. So in 2017, a group of scientists did find another galaxy, again, unimaginative name, ZF Cosmos 2115. But that only had a mass of 10 billion solar mass.
Right, so, which is a lot smaller.
Yeah, this is by far the biggest ultramassive galaxy that has been formed. But scientists found this galaxy particularly fascinating because it's basically contradicts every mathematical model for predicting galaxies. So just to clarify, they are not exactly looking directly at the galaxy right now for 2 reasons, right? Because light takes so much time to travel. I don't know if you remember, we talked about the Voyager in our first episode of the Science Club Daily, Science Club show rather. And it took 7 years for communication to just happen between the Voyager, which sits at the edge of the galaxy.
It takes a long time now,
Yeah, so what we're looking at could be like several hundred years before of what the galaxy looks like today. So
right, because obviously the light takes such a long time to travel.
Yeah.
So we're actually looking at the past, basically, whenever we look into the stars.
It is the closest we're ever going to get to time travel, I do believe.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, so the other thing is that the galaxy is dead now, so what's going to happen to it? So scientists are trying to figure out what's going to happen. The first one is that it could actually flare back to life because I do believe the Milky Way at some point did go inactive, did stop forming stars, and now it has actually burst back to life, and that's when Earth came into creation, that's when we got our sun.
Right, yes. I mean, sometimes new galaxies, like smaller galaxies, collide, and that enables a bunch of star formation. They reckon that when Andromeda and the Milky Way finally meet, people might imagine all the stars like banging into each other, but that won't happen. There's too much space between stars. But what will happen is the gravity will bring all of the dust together, and then new stars will form.
Exactly. And in fact, I'm glad that you brought up the collation of all these galaxies, because that's probably the coolest prediction that I've seen ever made. So apart from being the deadest and biggest galaxy, XM 2599 has the potential to, in the future, to be the brightest cluster of galaxies ever seen.
Right.
Because of its mass, because of its size, and just to mention, apparently it can't lose mass. So it has all this gravity, and because of its size, it can attract neighboring galaxies around it to converge on it, and it could potentially be the brightest galaxy that we've ever seen. And I don't know, I just find it absolutely fascinating, where something is dead for like 2 million years, and then it becomes probably the most fascinating thing in our entire universe, basically.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, right? Because the fact that it's gone dark seems kind of, like you say, it kind of books all of these mathematical models, because typically galaxies that have a lot of mass, they tend to sort of keep producing stars because of, you know, they have a lot of gravity, so you get those massive stars that explode, and then smaller stars form, and eventually gravities all turn into sort of like red dwarfs, right?
Yes.
Eventually.
Yes. In fact, the term of a dead galaxy is actually called red and dead.
Yeah.
Because of that, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So do you think this this galaxy will get its redemption?
I am looking forward to it. We might, for all we know, it's already happened.
Right.
We just haven't seen it. We'll probably find out in the next 50 years or so. I don't know.
Well, who knows? Maybe our ancestors will look up and all of a sudden there'll be this extremely bright galaxy in the sky, which would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think that too. So once again, thank you for joining us, and that will be all from us today.